Businesses are done. We have a big problem on our hands, and that is because customers are done. People are running out of money out there. They can't afford the basic things that they have in a long time. And so businesses are starting to see that customers are pulling back. And this is just as typical as it gets of a recession. The interesting thing is how deep and how big this is going right now. We're going to talk about what's going on out there. We're going to hear some reports from McDonald's, Wendy's. We're going to hear from Starbucks, Walmart. We're going to talk about businesses overall, how they're reporting their earnings, and how it is being dramatically impacted by people are stopping their spending. We've hit peak spending, we've hit peak profits, and now it's all downhill from here, and not in a good way. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are the things the mainstream media doesn't want to talk about. They don't want you to know how bad it's about to get. Hopefully you guys have been stocking up, stockpiling, getting more prepared, because rough times are ahead, both financial. It's just which one of these apocalypse horses is going to beat the others to get to us. But we're probably going to get trampled by all of them simultaneously. So hopefully you guys are bracing for that. We got financial problems out there. We got World War III on the horizon. We have political problems that are not going to be solved so easily, right? We got people inside the United States, large groups of people who think that violence is an answer to problems, to disputes. That's not how things should be disputed. That's not how debate should work, but that is where these people are. And that, unfortunately, historically speaking, does not end well. All right, so we're talking particularly financially right now. Let's assume the other apocalypse horses don't get to us in time. We're going to get trampled by the Great Depression times 2, times 3, I don't know. McDonald's. We're seeing quarterly reports coming out. We're seeing these companies explaining how things went from January through March, and things did not go well. McDonald's is down 3.6% compared to last year's sales. And if you consider how much more expensive a hamburger is at McDonald's, right? That's not good. That's bad. That's really bad. Hamburger sales are down, and the prices are way up. Revenue overall is down. That's a really bad sign. And they've been trying to do everything they can to get budget-conscious customers back in the doors. But they're saying things like this. This is from the CEO. Consumers are grappling with uncertainty. That's what, they're doing lots of research out there trying to understand why people aren't coming to McDonald's. Now, partially that's probably to do with the quality of food, right? We got Make America Healthy Again as a campaign happening right now. But we do have the CEO of the United States, the President of the United States out there eating fast food, getting scolded, I'm sure, by RFK. But this isn't a partisan issue. People, generally go to McDonald's. People generally don't admit that they go to McDonald's, but they go to McDonald's, right? And they do it because it's convenient. It's relatively inexpensive, or at least it used to be. But now people can't afford the convenience anymore of just going and getting a hamburger or a cheeseburger or a quarter pounder with cheese, right? Whatever we get over at McDonald's, right? So their sales are down, and they're seeing that consumers just can't risk going to McDonald's. And if that doesn't tell you kind of the state of the United States economy and where it really is, not where the politicians say it is, not where all the economists and the media say it is, but where it really is, where the rubber meets the road. Just imagine this. If it's that bad for McDonald's, how bad is it for the non-budget restaurants? We know that the foot traffic going to a lot of these restaurants is down 15, 20% or more. A lot of restaurants are reporting dramatic drop-offs of people coming to the restaurants. People cannot afford to go to McDonald's, let alone go to a steakhouse or, a super expensive Olive Garden, right? I never understood why pasta got so expensive at Olive Garden, but it has. And the consumers out there, you and I, normal people, how can we afford these things? How can we risk these things? Wendy's, another common name out there. Wendy's slashed their sales outlook for the coming year. They're supposed to give guidance on how much money they're expecting to pull in revenue-wise, and yet they pulled it. They said, we can't promise the amount of revenue that we thought we were going to get before. It's going to be a lot lower than that. McDonald's, Wendy's, other restaurants are seeing recession. They're seeing that we're in recession and that we're going into a further recession. Once we get the second quarter report of a GDP decline, that will be an official that's an official acknowledgement that we are in a recession since January. But it's not just the fast food and food places in general. We're seeing out there, this is a quote from them, that they're seeing a pullback in customers making below $75,000. Now, $75,000 has just become the new $40,000 because back in the day, you made $40,000, you could provide for your family, you could take care of folks. But now it's like you need $75,000 in the United States to make ends meet, to have a house, to own a house, and to have health care, and to provide food and such for your family. If that's what's going on out there, just think about this. How long ago was it $40K that you needed to provide for your families? If your employer hasn't doubled your salary or your wages in the last 5 to 10 years, you're missing out. You've lost ground in the past 5 to 10 years. And I'd argue that it's more like 5 years. We've lost about 50% of the value of our dollar in the past 5 years. We said when the stimulus checks were being handed out like hotcakes, you got this much going to people, and then you had like giant piles of cash going to these corporations, these businesses, and you wouldn't believe how much money they handed out. And that we said that was going to have consequences, and it did. We've lost major purchasing power with the U.S. dollar. We haven't noticed it quite so much because everyone else's currencies have dropped dramatically as well. So, Starbucks, massively down because they're getting a lot less foot traffic as well. It's not just food, it's convenience like coffee. When the reports came out for quarter one, we saw all these reports, and we're still getting some. 24% of the CEOs or finance teams of these corporations are mentioning recession. They're addressing rumors of recession. They're addressing the reality of recession. 24% of the companies have had a conversation with their shareholders about recession just in the last month and a half. Quarterly earnings in Q1 may not have dropped dramatically for everyone, but they are all seeing that they will be seeing a lot less money coming through their doors and going into their bank accounts next year, over this next couple of quarters. Walmart is saying that they said on their conference call that their profits will slow this year. It is a bad forecast, saying that they're going to make a lot less money this year. And did that impact their stock price? Oh, absolutely it did. Shareholders did not like that, did not like hearing that in recession we're going to see consumers spending a lot less money on products, food, all of that. Walmart's looking at making less money, and they're a budget retailer. What about the higher end stuff? Now, the super high end people that are getting government contracts and embezzling that money and money laundering that money and to give it back to a certain political party, they're probably still doing pretty good. The luxury end of things still doing pretty good. But down at the bottom, where we have budget items, where budget friendly people like Dollar Trees are struggling. They're looking at bankruptcy. We're seeing Dollar General. We're seeing Walmarts. We're seeing these other businesses that focus in, and then you go over to the restaurants and you see the same thing. Budget is no longer budget. Instead of going from a higher quality item to a lower quality item because your budget doesn't allow, now it's, do I still buy this thing or do I just not buy it at all? Because people can't go any lower, and yet people's paychecks are just not going as far as they need them to go. People are not able to keep up with their bills. We're hearing this from a lot of the people in the audience out there. People are really struggling. So, how is that going to impact the stock market? It's not going to be good for it. How's that going to impact people's jobs? Well, when recession happens, a lot of people get laid off. That's what happens every time. With less money coming in the door of these businesses, one of the first things they're going to do is start laying off employees. They're just going to start firing people. And that firing of people is going to impact many millions of Americans. We look at what happened back in 2008 during the great financial crisis. And we're looking now at, as I said yesterday, the greatest financial crisis could be upon us shortly. And it looks like we're going to be in it because we have the horsemen of the apocalypse, war, famine. We got supply chain issues for the famine, right? We got financial collapse. And we have civil unrest inside the United States that could be taking hold. All this is coming together at a scary pace. Hopefully you guys are preparing out there, protecting yourselves, looking out for your loved ones, and really, let's just be honest, drawing closer to God. That is something that we need to be doing. Many of you are people of faith, many of you are not. But I think that that's a serious consideration is as things get more difficult, as things get more dire, where do you stand with God? Where do you stand in relation to Him? And, maybe you need to get back into religion. Maybe you need to get that Bible back off the shelf and dust it off. Or maybe you need to talk with somebody. There's going to be difficult times ahead, and there's going to be a lot of moral challenges where you're going to have to choose some difficult choices. And how do you encourage people in tough times? You need to find that inner well that you can get water from, that you can not only refresh your soul, but you can also refresh the souls of people around you. If you have other thoughts about how we need to be preparing right now, please pop them down in the comments down below. I appreciate hearing from all of you guys. I know a lot of you guys have this heaviness upon your heart. You kind of look around and people are smiling. People are very excited about Trump turning things around. But a lot of you guys still have that sinking feeling that something bad is coming our way. And if you look at the data out there, if you look at the news, read between the news lines, and you are going to see that things are moving in the wrong direction, not the right direction. So get stocked up. Get your relationships sorted out. Get your relationship with God sorted out, because we're going to be seeing some interesting things. Pop down in the comments down below, see what other people are saying about what we need to do to be getting prepared. Appreciate all of you guys. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.